Picture this moment with me. You walk into a crowded restaurant. The hostess hasn't even looked up, but something in the air shifts. Conversations pause for a split second. Eyes turn. The energy in the room reorganizes itself around your presence like iron filings drawn to a magnet. Now flip it. You've also felt the opposite, haven't you? Those moments when you walked into a room and felt instantly drained. Heavy, like invisible hands were pulling your life force right out through your chest. That invisible current you're sensing isn't your imagination running wild. It's not some new age fantasy. It's the most ancient technology on Earth, your energy field, the electromagnetic signature that surrounds every living being, broadcasting who you are before you even speak. The Egyptians mapped it as Ka, Chinese masters called it Qi, Hindu yogis breathed it as prana. Modern scientists measure it as bioelectricity. Strip away the labels and you're left with raw truth. You are walking, breathing electricity. But here's what's keeping you powerless. You've been taught to ignore it, to pretend this invisible ocean doesn't exist, to drift through life like a leaf in a hurricane, pushed and pulled by forces you never learned to command. What if I told you that's about to change? What if the next 20 minutes could teach you to stop being a victim of energy and start being its master? Stay with me to the end, because you're about to inherit secrets whispered in hermetic temples, encoded in Taoist scrolls, and now confirmed by quantum physics. Techniques so powerful, they'll transform your mind into a conductor's baton, and your life into a symphony of synchronicity. But first, let me show you just how deep this rabbit hole goes. Right now, as you're watching this, your heart is generating an electromagnetic field 5,000 times stronger than your brain. That field extends 8 to 10 feet beyond your body in all directions. Every thought firing through your neural networks creates measurable electrical activity. Every emotion floods your system with chemical cascades that alter your magnetic signature. Every breath reshapes the invisible atmosphere around you. You're not just in an energy field, you are the energy field. Franz Baden, one of the most powerful occultists of the 20th century, wrote, "Those who do not master the magnetic fluid remain leaves in the wind of universal forces." Think about that. Leaves in the wind. Is that how your life feels sometimes? Blown around by circumstances you can't control, drained by people who seem to suck the life right out of you. Here's the truth the ancient masters knew. Energy is the bridge between invisible and visible. It's the engine behind vitality, the spark in emotion, the fire that turns intention into reality. Without it, your thoughts are just echoes bouncing around in your skull. With it, your thoughts become force. Because once you realize you're swimming in an ocean of energy, once you understand that every cell in your body is a tiny battery, every breath is a power exchange, every thought is a ripple in an invisible sea, then you can start to steer the ship instead of just bailing water. Let's get surgical about this. Every single thought isn't just mental chatter bouncing around your head. It's a construction order sent to your energy field. Negative thoughts, fear, anger, resentment, self-doubt, they fracture the field. Picture a perfect mirror being hit with a hammer. Those cracks don't just stay in your head. They ripple outward, distorting the energy around you, attracting more of the same chaotic frequency. But positive thoughts, clarity, gratitude, love, determination, they tune the field higher. They make it coherent, magnetic, resilient, like a radio station finally finding its perfect frequency. The Hermetics called this, as within, so without. Your inner blueprint becomes your outer architecture. What you think today becomes what you live tomorrow. The Taoists understood this as Wu Wei, effortless action, moving in perfect alignment with the universal current instead of fighting against it, and now neuroscience is proving what they knew 3,000 years ago. Focused intention literally rewires your brain, hardwiring new patterns that echo through your entire electromagnetic field. So the first discipline isn't exotic or complicated, it's brutally simple. Watch your mind for the next 3 days. I want you to become a thought detective. Observe your mental patterns like clouds drifting across the sky. Don't fight them, don't judge them, just watch. Notice how fear repeats the same stories, how resentment plays the same broken record, how doubt whispers the same lies on endless repeat. Then, and this is where the magic happens, redirect. The moment you catch a negative spiral, pause, take one deep breath, and replace it with a single sentence of clarity. I am steady, I am radiant, I am unstoppable. Say it until you feel the shift, until that fractured energy starts to smooth out and realign. This isn't positive thinking fluff, this is engineering reality through focused intention. Because the seeds you plant in the mind bloom in the field, and the field shapes everything around you. Try this for 3 days and watch how small events start bending toward your new frequency. Traffic lights, parking spots, conversations, opportunities. It'll seem like coincidence at first, but coincidence is just God's way of remaining anonymous. Now we sharpen the blade. Visualization isn't daydreaming. It's not wishful thinking or fantasy. It's command protocol for your nervous system. Here's what most people don't realize. Your brain cannot distinguish between vividly imagined experience and physical reality. When you visualize with intensity and detail, your entire electromagnetic field responds as if it's already happening. Olympic athletes have used this for decades. They mentally rehearse their performances so completely that their muscles actually fire in sequence. Their nervous systems encode the memory of success before they ever step onto the field. But what if you took this beyond sports? What if you used it to reprogram your entire energetic signature? Here's the technique that changed the lives of thousands of people. Find complete stillness. No phone, no distractions. Sit or lie down where you won't be disturbed. Close your eyes and breathe deep into your abdomen, not your chest. Deep belly breaths that activate your parasympathetic nervous system. Now envision yourself glowing. Not just imagine it. See it with the intensity of memory. A luminous magnetic aura pulsing around your body, expanding with each inhale, contracting with each exhale. See this field of light extending beyond your skin, beyond the walls of the room, reaching out into the world like invisible tentacles of intention. Watch it bend reality to your will, charging your goals with magnetic attraction, radiating protection that deflects negativity, broadcasting love that draws the right people into your orbit, attracting synchronicities like a lightning rod draws electricity. Do this for just 5 minutes a day. At first it feels subtle, like you're playing pretend, but gradually, and I promise you this will happen, you'll notice doors opening where there were only walls before, people treating you differently without knowing why, opportunities clustering around you like metal filings drawn to a magnet. Why does this work? Because the field you carry becomes the signal you broadcast, and reality, like a cosmic tuning fork, matches whatever frequency you're vibrating. This was the hidden core of every occult ritual throughout history. This was the secret behind Taoist energy maps. This was the technology that built empires and toppled kingdoms. And now it's in your hands. Let me hit you with some raw truth. Emotions aren't background noise, they're rocket fuel. Every feeling you experience amplifies or poisons every thought you think. Joy, gratitude, love, excitement, they expand your field, make it coherent and radiant and magnetically attractive. But fear, rage, resentment, despair, they constrict your field, distort it, turn it into a black hole that sucks life out of everything around you. Ancient Qigong masters mapped this with surgical precision. Anger corrodes the liver and creates energetic fire that burns through your protective barriers. Fear depletes the kidneys and freezes your creative life force. Grief burdens the lungs and suffocates your ability to receive new energy. Worry fractures the spleen and scatters your power in 1,000 directions. These weren't just metaphors. Unbalanced emotions created literal blockages in the meridians, the energetic rivers flowing through your body, causing disease, depression, and spiritual darkness. But here's the alchemist's secret that changes everything. Emotions are just energy in motion. Raw current, pure power. They can be transmuted, refined, transformed from lead into gold. Instead of suppressing emotions or drowning in them, you learn to become the laboratory. You feel the surge, but you don't let it consume you. When anger rises, ask, is this reaction mine, or just old programming? Then breathe it down into your belly and transform it into fierce determination. When fear whispers, recognize it as excitement without direction. Channel that electric energy into focused action instead of paralysis. When grief weighs you down, honor what you've lost, then use that deep feeling capacity to appreciate what remains with even greater intensity. Think of yourself as a master blacksmith. You don't throw away raw iron because it's rough and unformed. You put it in the fire, you hammer it, you shape it into something magnificent. Every emotion is raw material. Every feeling is fuel waiting to be refined. Master this alchemy, and your aura becomes both fortress and lighthouse. Chaos can't penetrate your field. Opportunities can't help but be drawn to your magnetic presence. Your body isn't just flesh and bone. It's not a prison for your consciousness, or a burden to carry around. Your body is the temple, the vessel, the sacred instrument through which infinite energy flows into manifestation. Neglect it, and your energy collapses like a broken circuit. But refine it, honor it, attune to it, and your energy surges like a river breaking through a dam. Here's a technique that will blow your mind with its simplicity and power. Right now, wherever you are, place one hand on your chest and one on your abdomen. Breathe in slowly through your nose, but instead of expanding your chest, expand your belly. Feel that lower hand rise while the upper hand stays relatively still. Now exhale slowly through your mouth, letting that belly deflate like a balloon. Do this 10 times and notice what happens to your state of mind. Notice how your nervous system shifts from fight or flight into rest and restore. Notice how the energy in the room seems to change around you. This is because you're awakening what Taoist alchemists called the lower dantian, the energy reservoir located about 3 inches below your navel. This is your personal power plant, the furnace where raw qi is refined into usable life force. But we're going deeper than breathing. Tonight, before you sleep, try this body scanning technique. Lie down comfortably and close your eyes. Starting at your feet, slowly move your awareness upward through every part of your body. Toes, ankles, calves, knees, thighs, hips, abdomen, chest, shoulders, arms, neck, head, crown. But don't just think about these parts. Feel them. Breathe into them. Imagine warm, golden light flowing into each area as you focus on it. You'll start to feel tingling, warmth, pulsing, electric aliveness. That's not your imagination. That's your bioelectric field awakening from dormancy. Soon you'll sense where tension hides, where energy gets stuck, where old traumas are stored as physical contractions. And as you breathe light into those areas, the blocks begin to dissolve. The energy starts flowing freely again. Practice this for a week, and you'll feel energy moving between your palms, tingling in your fingertips, warmth flowing through your core. That's the field stirring to life. That's you remembering what you've always been, a walking, breathing generator of electromagnetic force. Now we level up to cosmic consciousness. Mastering your personal energy field is powerful, but it's only half the equation. The other half is learning to sync with the greater river of existence itself. Stop fighting the stream. Stop trying to swim upstream against the current of life. Instead, learn what the Taoists called Wu Wei, effortless action. This isn't passive surrender. This isn't giving up. This is supreme alignment with forces so vast they move galaxies. Yet so intimate, they orchestrate the perfect timing of your next breath. You let life's current carry you, but you steer with awareness. You don't thrash against the water, you dance with it. You find the flow and become one with it. The tools for this are deceptively simple. Gratitude, which amplifies flow like a magnetic accelerator. Mindfulness, which attunes you to the subtle shifts and opportunities that most people miss completely. Presence, which anchors you here now in this moment where all power actually exists, instead of being scattered across regrets about the past or anxieties about the future. Practice these 3 things daily, and watch what happens. Synchronicities start stacking. The coincidences become so frequent they can't be ignored. The right person appears at exactly the right time with exactly what you need. Opportunities open like hidden doors in what looked like solid walls. Problems solve themselves. Resources appear from unexpected directions. Your path forward becomes illuminated not by struggle, but by flow. You stop surviving against existence and start thriving with it. This is how masters of every tradition learn to bend reality. Not by forcing it, but by finding its natural rhythm and dancing in perfect step. Here's where we reach the summit, the ultimate revelation that changes everything. You are never separate from the energy field. You are the field. The ancient Vedic texts captured this in 3 Sanskrit words, Tat Tvamasi, thou art that. The drop is not just floating in the ocean. The drop is the ocean, concentrated into a single point of awareness. Buddhists illustrated this with Indra's net, an infinite web of jewels stretching across all of existence, each one reflecting all the others. Every being connected, every thought rippling through the whole, every action echoing across infinity. This isn't philosophy, this is mechanics. This is how reality actually operates. When you truly grasp this, not just intellectually, but in your bones, in your cells, in the deepest core of your being, everything changes. You realize that every person you meet is another facet of your own consciousness, looking back at you. Every situation you encounter is the universe offering you exactly what you need for your next level of growth. Hurt another being, and you fracture yourself. Heal another being, and you strengthen your own field. Send out love, and love returns magnified. Send out fear, and fear echoes back from every corner of your reality. This is why the greatest masters throughout history all taught the same core practice, loving kindness meditation. Start by sending genuine thoughts of well-being to yourself. Then expand to someone you love deeply, then to neutral people, strangers, acquaintances, then to people you have conflict with. And finally, let that circle of compassion expand until it includes all beings everywhere. You'll feel it happening in real time, your chest warming, your field expanding, your entire energetic signature shifting to a higher frequency. This isn't morality, this is resonance. And once you feel it, you can never unfeel it. Once you know your unity with all life, you can never unknow it. At this stage, energy mastery isn't about techniques anymore. It's about embodiment. It's about what you've become. You radiate unconditional love, not as fluffy sentiment or naive positivity, but as the highest frequency possible, the frequency that heals, that transforms, that elevates everything it touches. You forgive, not because others deserve it, but because you deserve peace, because carrying resentment is like drinking poison and expecting someone else to die. You stand in compassion, not as weakness or doormat behavior, but as the strongest possible position, because compassion is what happens when you're so confident in your own power that you have nothing to prove and nothing to defend. Your presence itself becomes medicine. You walk into rooms and people feel lighter, calmer, more hopeful, without knowing why. Your silence carries more guidance than most people's words. Your aura becomes a tuning fork, pulling everyone around you into higher coherence. This is the final transformation, from someone who manipulates energy to someone who embodies energy in its highest form. You're no longer trying to get something from the world. You've become a source, a fountain, a lighthouse that guides others home to their own forgotten power. The journey of energy mastery isn't instant. It's not a pill or a hack or a weekend workshop. It's sculpture. Day by day, breath by breath, you chip away at everything that isn't your truest, most powerful self. You remove the illusions, the conditioning, the distortions that keep you small. Each thought you redirect is a stroke of the chisel. Each conscious breath is another precise cut. Each act of compassion, each moment of presence, each choice to embody love instead of fear, another refinement of the masterpiece. And what emerges isn't something foreign or artificial. It's what was always there, waiting to be revealed. The field has always been yours. The control has always been possible. You're not learning something new, you're remembering. Some days the work feels effortless, other days it feels like pushing boulders uphill. Both are part of the path, both are necessary, both are sacred. Trust the process. Trust your own ability to transform. Trust that every small shift you make ripples outward in ways you can't even imagine. Now let me bring this full circle. First, recognize the field is real, it's measurable, and it's you. Second, observe your thoughts. They're the blueprints for everything that follows. Third, visualize your field with magnetic imagery that programs reality itself. Fourth, transmute your emotions from lead into gold, poison into medicine. Fifth, use breath and body awareness as conduits for infinite energy. Sixth, stop fighting the river and learn to dance with its flow. Seventh, step into unity consciousness where separation dissolves. And eighth, radiate love and light become your permanent frequency. Follow this path with dedication, with consistency, with the fierce commitment of someone who refuses to remain powerless, and you will stop being a victim of invisible currents. You will become their conductor, their sculptor, their sovereign. And when you finally claim that power, when you finally step into your role as a master of energy instead of its victim, the world doesn't just change around you, it bends for you. If this resonates with the deepest part of your being, if you feel that electric recognition of truth, then hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell, because this is just the beginning. We're building a community of energy masters, reality sculptors, and conscious creators who refuse to drift through life unconsciously. Your journey to sovereignty starts now. The field is waiting. Your power is calling. It's time to answer.